Oi, this is the Profanity Gnome, and I'm here to tell you that if you're under 13 years old, fuck off this video! Get the fuck off YouTube! Get your mama to get your dad's cock out of her ears and actually be a parent! This is for adults only! And for everybody else, enjoy the video. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below what you think, you fuck buckets! Here you are, Mr. Duck. One stress relief ashwagandha hot root with Tusley holly basil, half cup cinnamon chips, and a sporting shot of honey. Okay, Rhino, we're off. Today's gonna be a bit of a boating adventure, I think. Very well, Master Gent. Do be careful. Also stop by Satan. I don't want him to be overworking himself. This is the Beagle's birthday breakout. The episode begins with Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby. Apparently, they're going on a boating adventure for just the four of them. You'd think that the boys would have enough time on the water since they, before this, lived on a houseboat, but whatever. Well, to this time it's special because they're bringing Webby along, who's never been able to go on an adventure like this before. And after establishing in-jokes among the boys that Webby doesn't get, they soon discover that when all four of them are in the boat, they don't fit. They never had to travel with four people before. Which is weird because there seems to be a lot of room in that boat. I think four people could fit in there pretty comfortably with all their stuff. But regardless, they decide to go on their boating adventure and leave Webby behind this time. How sad. Come on, Webby, you don't need those losers. You could just come on our boat. We got more than enough room and party supplies. Come on the party boat! But there's no time for Webby to mope around in her sadness yet, as she gets a message from a bottle saying that somebody needs help. And then another message, and then another message, and then another message, and then another message. I'm starting to think that there's not really a danger going on. But as she follows the trail, she meets our new character, Lena, who is having fun throwing false messages of distress into the water. Everybody needs a hobby, I guess. Seems kind of weird and oddly specific. But, you know, everyone has their quirks. Well, Webby decides to join in when she notices an amulet around Lena's neck. That's oddly specific. Should we be at all concerned that they pointed that out directly to us? Hey man, don't be just dishing on someone's bling. Well, of course, Webby immediately tries to befriend Lena, but Lena doesn't seem very interested. Until Webby performs some of her gymnastic feats, and Lena is rather impressed, and invites Webby to a small get-together, a party, if you will. So, later that night, they approach the trash, the garbage dump. Any party that gets thrown there, I'm not sure is a very welcome one. Jesus Christ! What the fuck is that? Wait a minute. Did anybody say whose party this was for? Oh shit. It's the Beagle Boys. Why did my creator decide to make me look more like a cat of all times? So yes, this is a Beagle Boys party. But not just any Beagle party. Ma Beagle. And she is celebrating with all of her kids. And I do mean all of them. Every single one from various parts of the city, wreaking havoc in their own right. Does this woman not believe in condoms? Who's the father of all these kids? Why do you assume there's only one? I mean, look at them. They're all varying in age, but around the same points. I'm thinking that she was pretty much giving birth back to back. Just like a Karen. Well, of course, Webby tells Lena that they need to get out of there ASAP. But that's unfortunate because Webby gets caught. Ma Beagle recognizes her as the girl who threw her in the slammer in the first place and wants revenge. But thankfully, Lena's quick thinking pies her in the face and they're able to escape out of the junkyard. But they're not out of the woods yet, as the Beagle Boys do an all-out manhunt for these two little ducks. They're going to pay for not only throwing their mama into the slammer, but also ruining her birthday party. Lena's hoping to establish a base, but Webby tells them that if they can get to the McDuck Manor, they'll be safe. But then they're immediately attacked by the 90s Beagles, who are just paratrooping everywhere to try to get their hands on them. Lena's quick thinking managed to save them, temporarily, and they're forced to hide in another abandoned warehouse. Unfortunately, the Beagles are there as well. God, they're just all over the city. But we do see that Ma Beagle is directing her boys via radio transmissions. And thankfully, these three don't seem like the smartest guys in the bunch, so Lena and Webby are able to trick them into handing over their radio and letting them go. And this, well, this starts sparking memories. Memories and close connections that Webby's never had before with anyone, not even the boys. Almost a sisterly bond. Adopted sister.
Let's see, Shining Blade. That's nothing new now.
Coffee?
Thank you. Yes.
No problem. Anything to help serve the worker of the Queen.
My dad, this is weird.
Well, now it's time to officially address the elephant in the room. Webby's placement in the family with the boys. As much as she might like to think that she's one of them, she kind of isn't. I mean, they have shared history and experience that she will never know. She is an only child, after all. Webby Vanderquack, not Webby Duck. But then Lena also has her own little conversations about her messed up family. Apparently her aunt is pretty controlling and abusive. They seem to share sort of a sibling dynamic in this regard. But before they have chances to really bond, they're attacked by the ducks. Huh. So they actually did come back. So, yeah. The three, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, were worried because they couldn't find Webby at their location where they set off from. But then Lena is the one who chews them out for abandoning her at that spot to begin with. But not enough time to place blame, as the creepy Beagle Boys have arrived. They begin arguing over how they should handle it, which evolves into a full-on brawl. Lena says we can escape without them, and just leave them to the Beagle family while they escape. But Webby is too nice of a person for that. She may not be part of the clique, but they are still family. So in the end, she still chooses them. And with her brilliant brain, she manages to defeat all three of the Beagle Boys by using one of the oldest cartoon classic tropes. So, hooray, they win! But unfortunately, they lost Lena. Webby is sad because she lost a person that she considered a sister-like sorts. But Huey, of all people, is actually comforting her, saying that they will never leave her behind again. She's family to them too. They'll just leave Louie behind next, because he's bad at most things. But as soon we get another message in the bottle, and this one seems for real. Lena ran away, she was captured. And now she needs their help. So, Webby decides it's time to man up and get her friend back. So now they're at an abandoned stage where the Beagle Boys are holding Lena hostage. Webby attempts to rescue her friend, but unfortunately gets herself caught. But what about the boys? Well, they're captured too, so all loose ends are tied up. So, yeah, now they're doomed.
Well, this looks like an impossible situation. What do we do?
Well, we could try to free them all. Oh, yeah, we could free them all, but that would mean interfering with the episode.
Meow.
Yeah, I think we have to do something else then.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. How do we interfere without interfering?
I got an idea. Open up your eyes, take a look at me. Get the picture fixed in your memory. It's not a question of if, it's a matter of time. Before I move to the front of the line.
Stand out among the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud. Till mine is the only face that you see, I'm gonna stand out. Do you notice me? Well, despite our brilliant distraction, I don't think that was much for them as it was for us. Shut up.
It was fun.
Anyway, despite that, they come up with their own plan. After seeing that the Beagle Boys don't really seem to get along as much as they, well, work together, they decide to pull the old "who's going to turn us over" bit, which begins an argument. Every one of the Beagle Boys begins to argue with each other over who's going to be the one to get the credit. And after an unfortunate accident with a bottle, it starts an all-out brawl. This distracts all the Beagles enough for Lena and Webby to escape, and for Webby to pull the blinds over the one who has the boys, and they get into the boat. See, I knew there was enough room for them all, and escape. And just as they are at the peak of their battle, Ma Beagle shows up and they realize, well, whoa, they're gone. And so, the boys and Webby and Lena escape. They make it to McDuck Manor. They have a heart-to-heart about family, friendship, and all that, and everything seems to be good in the hood. Or so they think. It appears Lena has a little bit of a dark side. Remember that pendant from earlier? Well, looks like it's more than just a fashion accessory, as an evil-looking shadow appears, and Lena informs it that she's in good with the hood. And that was the Beagle's birthday breakout. What can I say? It sets up new stories in the future, sets up new conflicts in the future, gives us a sense of continuity so it's a continuous storyline and not episodic. Also, new character! And she feels actually likable and mischievous. Like, what do you want from me? This is a good episode. Yeah, our show works better when we have something genuinely to complain about, but there's really nothing to complain about. I mean, there's a few nitpicks here and there, like all the various Beagle Boys and how they all came out of their mama's hooch, and, why they didn't just all gang up army style and just split up amongst themselves, but those nitpicks can be explained away.
It's one of those things where you get so used to finding every single flaw in a show, as many as possible, that when you get to a show that doesn't have any flaws, you just don't know what to do or what to talk about.
Yep, I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but from the track record so far, this is turning out to be one of the better series we've ever reviewed on this channel. So, here's to hoping it can continue the streak. And with that being said, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the organizers of chaos. See you next time.
The Cartoon Saloon is everywhere and I love it!
So are none of us gonna talk about all the beautiful music that we all made?
You know, that was actually pretty fun. I wouldn't mind doing it again. Hey, maybe we could make a theme song out of it. I guess we could possibly make a new theme song. But The Perfect Gentleman has always been our theme song. Well, if we sing our own theme song, well, we can avoid copyright, it'll be more personal and unique, and it'll help us stand out in the long run.
True. If we make our song our own, no one will be able to take it away from us.